World Turns.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Queers and Soaps. I'm joined by my co-host, Eric.
Hi.
Today, we're talking about As World Turns, episodes between May 20th and June
5th.
Oh my God. 5th?
5th. Mm-hmm.
5th. That's what I thought. Okay, June 5th. Roll the credits. All right. Lot to unpack in these episodes.
Yeah, it's revving up. Things are going to
Mm-hmm.
happen.
Yep. Want to get us started,
Revving up.
Eric?
So May 20th, 1987, we have Margot is asking Shannon about what she found at the castle because last we saw Shannon found that map
Mm-hmm.
and she was looking for something, but then I guess we missed like 2 weeks in between the last episode, so we
Yeah.
never know the fallout of that. So I guess they busted her and
I'm guessing they
she
did,
just,
yeah.
yeah, they just stopped. I don't know. Because Duncan's still talking to her and all. He's
Mm-hmm.
just weird with her though. Like I feel like they got, I don't know. There's a little strange things going on with them too.
Yeah.
Margot basically warns her. Ambrose gives information to Lucinda. Tonio is listening on the other phone. They basically set a trap for Tonio.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know
Which
what the
I
trap
like
is. I
that.
think,
Which I like that. I kind of like that
yeah,
because you were expecting like, oh gosh, like this is it. This is gonna be when the secret's revealed. Even though I know better, but
right, right. And I know better too. You told me July, right?
I think it was late June,
Okay. So
early
it's
July, late June,
probably
early July. Yeah, it's
it's
coming
probably
up
Lily's
soon.
graduation week, I'm
Yeah, around the
assuming.
time of Lily's graduation. Yeah.
Um, Rod and Lily are hanging out. Dusty went to Harvard, so I guess he's done for
Mm-hmm.
now. I don't know if he comes back, somebody else soon or later, who knows. Um, she asks if he ever had anyone special in his life. Um, and then he said something along the lines of, like, never had anyone as pretty as you. And I was like, ew, I
Ew.
know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm hoping he's being like a father figure because I feel like that's how
I
she
don't think
takes
he
it.
knows this Lily is related to him though.
I know, but
That's what the
like, but she is significantly younger, you know.
yeah.
So
Still, yeah, yeah, but still, it's gross.
yeah, it's weird. And he basically is like, oh, Holden's a lucky guy. Um, Holden comes
I like that
along.
he says it and the opening credits plays.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I liked. That's what I liked about it, even though it was gross.
Yeah. So we have these new Visconti people in town, Franco and Angela.
Hmm.
I don't know if they stick around or if they're only here for like the business storyline, but they both kind of seem shady. Like I don't know if they're both trying to cheat on each other or what's happening with these people.
Yeah.
But Barbara is with Franco, um, and he's from Rome. They're from Rome. She, I guess they talk later. Because I have Shannon tells Margot about the dead falcon and the map. So I guess when she was at the in the thing, she found um the burial ground for the falcon or something.
Uh huh. Here we
I'm
go again.
guessing. Yeah, right. Well, the dead falcon. That remember the bird was killed and sent to
Yeah, yeah.
England. R.I.P. bird.
R.I.P. Bird.
Um, and she says that she will find out if Duncan stole the ruby. So I
Hmm.
guess there's a ruby thing. I don't know what's happening.
I don't know.
That's the only
I
thing
could
with
care
me is like
less.
I want to know. I want to know
I
what's
want to
going
know, but
on
I
here.
also feel like that if I did know, I wouldn't care about it as much.
I don't know. I need to see more. Lucinda and Antonio talk about Angela Visconti, trying to get some deal with the Viscontis. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what their businesses are. I don't know what they're trying to do. But they're competing against Craig, I think, because Craig ultimately gets the Visconti deal,
Uh-huh.
whatever it is. I can't
Yeah.
tell you, and I can't figure it out within these episodes. Lisa and Earl go to Kim's. Andy is going to be a lifeguard this summer, he says.
I'll be there.
I'll be ready. Um,
I'll be ready. I'll be ready. Wherever you be. Oh, don't you fear. I'll be ready. Forever and always. I'm always here.
the boys talk about Paul's dad trying to contact him. That's still going on.
Mm-hmm.
Craig and Sierra are on a bunch of times, but they don't really do much. They're just playing with the
They really
baby and
don't.
saying how
Just
happy and
like
great
Brandon's
they are.
baby doing things or like going oochie coochie. Ooh, ooh.
Yeah, nothing much, so I'll probably ignore those notes. But they are on throughout these episodes, being cute.
They are on, yeah.
And not that they're bad to watch, it's just
No, they're
nothing
not.
interesting
Scott
happening with
Bryce and
them.
Finn Carter are great.
Right. It's just they're not in a major storyline right now. They're kind
Mm-hmm.
of like back burner now that their major story kind of blew up. Um, Tonio meets with Angela. Holden tells Lily Angela is in her late 20s and beautiful. She seems to get a little jealous of that. Rod has a flashback of a confrontation with Meg saying that he should be locked up.
Mm.
Um, protecting Iva, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Betsy and Steve are on a second honeymoon, we find out via telephone. I put Sabrina as around. She doesn't really do anything, but she's there. Margot is worried about Hal being hurt by Babs. I like to call her Babs now since Margot did that one
Babs.
time. So you'll hear that a lot. um, Craig comes to see Franco. Says he is keeping his options open
Mm-hmm.
for whatever this deal is. Lucinda and Sierra talk. She says she knows everything Craig told her with the Lily situation. Lucinda tells
Mm-hmm.
her about being blackmailed by everybody. She's like, everybody's trying to blackmail me, and it's getting old.
Yeah.
Um, Tonio buys the stock that Lucinda set up, so he's fallen for the trap.
Mm-hmm.
By falling for the trap, I feel like it's gonna be not good for Lucinda.
Mm-hmm.
Margot and Babs have words. Babs makes a nice gesture to Sabrina. Roy finds Margot. Oh, I forgot he was looking for her. Ruby turned up in Toronto, and they think that Emily stole it because I think Emily was spotted or
Mm-hmm.
somebody that looks like Emily.
Yeah.
Sierra says, tell Lily the truth. Too many people know. Lucinda is too scared. She will lose her.
Mm-hmm.
Ivan wants to keep Lily's father a secret.
Uh-huh.
Holden is jealous of Rod. Josh calls his mom. Uh,
I think her name
asks
is
if she told.
Elizabeth.
Yeah, I think so. Asks if she told the truth about Henry to Iva. She hangs up on him.
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad for Rod. I know, I get it, but at the same time, like, I feel like he's trying to change. I know
Yeah.
rape is terrible, but like, he only did rape the one person, and I'm kind of team Franny with this. Like, she's trying to like get to it, and he's trying to like be a decent person, so he's trying to change, and he's going to a psychiatrist or trying to. Whatever, he's working on himself. All right.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
if
get where Franny is coming from, but I also get where Iva is coming from.
oh, for
Too.
sure, I do
Yeah,
too.
yeah. So it's not to say that like we don't believe
But
Iva. It's more that
think
since
of
Franny
Todd's
is
think
becoming a psychiatrist or psychiatrist, I don't know.
right, right.
She's trying to get to the root of the problem with Rod Josh. or
Right.
Josh Rod.
But I think of like Todd Manning, where he was like the ultimate evil. And even though like he was a raper but like he was still not a nice person after that.
Uh-huh.
Where at least Rod is trying to be decent and trying to be, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. Um, Anywho, Josh calls, oh, I did that. Sierra tells her concerns about Tonio to Craig. Meg and Tonio, he wants her in his bed. He wants to make love or have
Mm-hmm.
sex. Um,
Yeah.
Get it, girl. Get it, girl. Take her to the flow. Show her how you roll. Drop it low. Drop it.
Margot walks in on somebody's phone call talking about his dad. I
Who was
cannot figure out, or I can't figure out that name. What the hell?
Paul?
Paris?
It was Paul.
Paul, thank you.
It was Paul.
Thank
Yeah, it
you.
was Paul. I was trying to remember
The
who it
way I
was.
wrote Paul, it looks like Parl, and I'm like, who? Talking about his dad. May 21st, 1987. Iva gets home, talks to Emma. These Snyders, I don't love the Snyders.
Uh-oh.
I feel like they have too many secrets,
Hmm.
and I feel like it's not good. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel
They're
about
a
them all.
mess. They're a mess. Like
And honestly, like you lose track of who knows what. Like I don't know, you know what I mean? Like you just
so I
like
think half the town knows that Lily is not Lucinda's, and the other half knows that a percentage doesn't know anything, and then a percentage knows that Lily is
rods.
Iva's and Rod and Josh's.
Right. That's what I mean. Like you're like I'm losing track of who knows what's
Yeah.
what. Um Looks like no one told anything about Henry's abuse to Josh. About Josh, I mean, sorry.
Hmm.
Um Tonio needs Meg. She says no, he will be gentle. She needs more time. Seth and Franny talk. She says she had a long talk with Sabrina, introduced her to people her own age, and someone is like watching them or lurking around, and it was Rod, apparently.
Hmm.
Shannon and Margot come out. They may have they may have to talk to Josh Rod again about Paul.
Hmm.
Trying to hunt down Stenbeck, of course. I don't know why they just don't give up. I'm like, it's been like 3 months, get over it.
Yeah, right.
He'll turn up eventually
Excuse me.
when you least expect it.
Hmm.
Rod asks Franny about Betsy. He tells Franny he wouldn't do what Steve is doing to Betsy.
Hmm.
Um, Seth sees them and walks away. Iva tells Emma Aunt Elizabeth knew about what Josh did.
Hmm.
Margot tells Roy James' contact was talking to Paul.
Hmm.
Someone got to tell Babs, not me. She doesn't want to tell her because she hates her.
Hmm.
Um, and it's not right to ask her to. There's no need for that.
Right.
Um, Duncan and Dude talk about the maps. I didn't know who that guy was. You know who that guy
I
was?
don't know
Duncan?
either.
I don't know if it was just like his friend or just like someone that worked there.
Hmm.
I was confused about it. The Snyders and their secrets. Meg, the only one that doesn't know the whole story. I think. I think there's several of them
I
that don't
see.
know
Yeah,
the
I
whole
think. I
story.
think they're. I think she knows the whole story.
I know. Seth confronts Josh and Rod for like the 10th time, I feel like. Says to stay away from Franny. He says he wants to forget it, not going anywhere until he finds his kid, and he
Hmm.
threatens him. Um, Margot cries being lonely, which I thought was weird.
Well, she was crying to their song.
Oh, was that
There
their
was a
song?
song that
Oh
was
yeah,
playing.
yeah, yeah. That's true.
think it was like a Jermaine Dupri and Whitney Houston.
I thought it was Jermaine Jackson, wasn't it?
Or Jermaine Jackson, I'm sorry, Jermaine Jackson and Whitney Houston.
Yeah. Your Eyes Are Beautiful. I love that song. Um, Meg busts on Holden about Angela Visconti. She's just like teasing him. Franny scares Margot. Rod sees Franny at the hospital. She says, come to the shrink with her. He thinks of Seth, like what Seth said, and then he's like, nah, not today, because he wants to stay away
Mm-hmm.
from Franny. He's going to try to respect them. So he's
Mm-hmm.
trying to do things. Craig and Sierra oh, I mentioned them. Same thing. Nothing happens. Margot comes by to see them. Roy is with Duncan um, about the ruby. They think it's Emily and Stenbeck. Duncan blasts him. Shannon tells Margot to go to DC to see Tom. She says he's busy. She doesn't want to do that. Shannon says, tell Tom to visit you. Margot calls Tom, and he wants no calls, no matter who it is.
Right.
This is fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't blame Margot. Like, I don't know. It gets on my nerves. Um, Shannon heads to the castle. They hid the map. Shannon says they are going to Scotland with him. Rod says Hal wants Margot to tell Babs about Paul. Wow, that's a
Mm-hmm.
lot.
Yeah, it
Like,
is.
Iva confronts Tonio, says she doesn't want Lily hurt. He says he will only tell if he has to, the secret. She says tell her first if he has to do it. I guess to be prepared, or
Mm-hmm.
maybe she can decide to tell Lily. I don't know what her
Yeah.
plan is. So we might be missing an episode or two because we get May 25th.
Mm-hmm.
Now Franco is flirting with Babs. Margot is following them. Shannon and Duncan. She says she's going to Edinburgh. He says he will be busy. She wants to see Beatrice and Brian, so
Mm-hmm.
she don't really care. She's going to go one way or another. Seth and Iva talk. He leaves. I guess they didn't say anything much. Um, Rod Josh comes up the loft to talk to Iva, wants to know how Iva's trip was, and to let her know that there was some guy like following her while she was out there.
Yeah.
So we find out Lucinda hired that person.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and where are they? In Idaho? Do we know that? Did we find out from last week where she
Who?
went? Iva.
Iva was. I forgot where she was at.
Where the family is.
Where? Yeah.
Is it
Where the
Idaho?
other Snyders are. I forgot. She's mentioned it, but I forgot what it was.
I know. I
I
feel
think it
like
was
I don't
Idaho.
know. Is it Idaho?
It might have been. I'm not 100% sure.
We'll find out definitely, or somebody tell us, please. I need to
Yeah.
know. I don't know where I'm getting Idaho from, and if I'm pulling it out of my ass, then I have no idea where I got it
Or
from.
Iowa. I don't know. They both sound similar.
Some Midwestern state that no one goes to.
Yep.
Duncan and Shannon. I have family in Iowa, actually. Duncan and Shannon make out. Thinks of saying, wait, what? Thinks of someone saying someone disappeared and the same fate. Oh, yeah. Duncan has like this thought of that guy saying something, and he says the same fate might happen to Shannon and she might disappear.
Oh
I don't know
man.
where that. I don't know where that came from or
Me neither.
what that means. Probably in one of the episodes that we missed.
Mhm.
I don't know. So now I guess he's worried about Shannon, even though he's the one that kind of got back with her. So whatever.
Yeah.
Margot listens to Franco and Babs. But I guess she leaves because she didn't hear the whole thing. I love the Margot stuff, by the way. I like that she gets crazy. I think it's fun.
Yeah. Hilary B. Swift just does a really good job as
She kills
Margot.
this role, man.
She
I'm gonna miss
kills
her when
it.
she's gone. At least I get another year or two out of her.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she lives in '89. I could be wrong.
Yeah, because I know that's when Ellen Dolan comes in.
Okay. Bob and Kim mention that Betsy's coming back tomorrow, so we're gonna get her back. Paul wants to join his dad and Emily. He's over being there. I guess Babs
Hmm.
is getting on his nerves.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, also she
Sabrina,
did. I mean, also she did slap Paul a few weeks back. So,
yeah. Sabrina comes into Lisa's. Seth thinks it's Franny, and he gives her a smooch.
uh-oh,
I know. We all know where this is going.
we know where this is going.
And he asks her to join him for dinner. Um, Iva tries to send Rod off. He says he regrets what he did. Don't you ever have any regrets? He says he's gonna see the psychiatrist. Iva doesn't give a shit. Holden and Lily turn up there. She tells them to hide. Babs tells Franco she thinks um, he wants more out of just being flirty, even though he's married.
Hmm.
He still continues to come on to her. She says that she is seeing someone and doesn't want to jeopardize it.
And now, part 2 of As the World Turns.
Marga goes to Lisa and tells her about Bab's shenanigans. She goes off about Tom. That's when she goes crazy. Like she just
Yeah,
flips out. And I don't blame her.
I
I probably
don't.
would too.
Yeah.
She's just stressed. Like I feel like she's stressed about Tom, and they should have just broke up before he moved. She should have just been like
Yeah.
over, because we'll get to that in I think the next one or the last one. Seth and Sabrina come in. Iva tells Rod about another girl that didn't want anything to do with him. She's like making Rod look worse than he was, I think. She's
Hmm.
trying to like, even though she can't. Like they're like, did he rape anybody else? She's like, no, but
Yeah.
she wants to make him look bad because I get it. Like she's traumatized.
Hmm.
That's what happens. Paul talks to the Stenbecks dude and says he can get out. So I guess he's making plans, and Andy can cover for him. Paul sees the Paul sees someone and says it's you, but
Hmm.
we don't find out who it is because it's
We don't, because we don't have the episode.
I know. Um, this hooker hits on Rod, and he's
Uh
trying
huh.
to get away, and all this stuff, and then she screams rape. I'm like,
Mm,
really? The
really?
man's trying to change, and then we don't get fallout from this
Nope.
because
Not either.
so I have no idea what happens after this.
Hmm.
Because in these last two episodes, it doesn't even sound like that happens. They don't even mention
Nope.
it. So I don't know. I guess nothing came of it. Maybe it will down the line. I
Yeah,
don't know.
I guess nothing came from it.
So this one is labeled ATWT 42. It's just a bunch of random shit, I guess. Lucinda talks about having a show for women with Kim. She says that they mentioned like Judith wanting to host it, but she's too aggressive and like the people won't really like her.
Yeah.
But Kim they'll like. And Kim seems interested. She's like, I'm flattered. And she's like, you must be reading my mind because I was talking about getting taken on a project of some sort.
Hmm.
So sounds good.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm
I wonder
excited.
if
Do
this
you know if this comes of
is.
anything?
Yeah, I'm looking it up. I wonder if this is Patterns that winds up being the talk show.
Oh, okay.
Let
That's
me double
fun.
check. Let me take a look.
I like when they do stuff like that.
Yeah, because I didn't know that would start soon. I know Kim had a talk show called Patterns or something
I'm
along the
assuming
lines of
it's
that.
probably that. That's fun.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, so yeah, she's the host of Patterns. So this might be Patterns coming up.
oh, cool. Tonio comes by. They're having a party for Franny and Seth. They talk about it. They talk about it. They talk about it, but we never get to see it.
Nope.
We hear about it the next day. Lisa and Nancy talk about Tom and Margot. Hal talks to Margot about how she will handle Tom because he's back in town, apparently. I don't know if we got to see him because we don't see him in these episodes, or if they just mention that he's back, but he
Mhm.
doesn't show up. I don't know. We find out that she has feelings for Hal.
Mhm.
He says she's confused. She said that her marriage ended when she lost the baby in November. So now we're in May. So that was rough.
Yeah.
Um, and again, I don't blame her at all. It's been what, 6 months then at this
Mhm.
point. So your marriage is over, girl. Move on.
Basically, yeah.
And she wanted to make love. I put bang Hal the other night. Um, Bet Betsy is back. They're still having issues, her and Steve, even though she went to Greece for a couple weeks.
Mhm.
Nothing changed, I guess. She has a feeling Steve is involved in something illegal and he doesn't want to say it and he's holding back, so it's causing a rift between them.
Uh-huh.
Casey mentions that he asked Lila to marry him the other day. When she said the other day, I'm like, that was like a month ago. So
Yeah.
maybe, I don't know. Maybe he asked her again and we missed it,
Mhm.
or he did say at a wedding though. So I don't know where this episode
He
fit
said
in.
it's an ongoing proposal. So, like, the proposal keeps is like it's open ended. So, like, if she can say yes at any point, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It was
Um,
weird.
yeah. Rod comes in and says that he'll make a psych appointment.
Mhm.
Holden and Seth talk about Josh, Rod. They walk in and they see him and Franny together. Franny tells Seth that she thinks Iva is hiding something, and she is, as we all know. Margot says she's not confused, and her and Hale kiss.
Mm.
Lisa walks in on that. Oop.
Uh oh.
And
Which
then before,
that's huge because Lisa is Tom's mother.
right?
So
But I don't think Lisa blames her either, though, because the way when they talk.
yeah.
But like, before Lisa can say anything, Roy comes in and talks about Shannon and saying that something about Shannon wasn't kidnapped. And Margot goes off on Lisa, like with their crazy ass, and runs out.
Mhm.
Monty says hello, everyone. The
Aw.
little beast, which I'll probably take in my lap. So he shuts up for a few minutes. Um, so that's all I have for that one. And then we have our last episode. Any comments so far?
Nope. I got a comment about Steve. I don't know if I'll save it till the end or if I should do it now.
Go for it.
Okay.
Unless it's a
So
spoiler. If it's a major spoiler, I don't want to
it's
know.
not a major. So I'm gonna. So I did ask and ask the World Turns group about the actor
Hmm.
who played Steve. Give me like
Do
one.
tell.
Yes, give me one moment. So the actor decided to leave the role. It's Frank Runyon.
Yeah.
Because he was unhappy with the new head writer, which would have been Doug Marlin at the time. He wanted the same front burner storylines that he had been with Meg, and he left the show. So that's why we're having the whole Steve's in Greece, Betsy's back in Oakdale, that sort of thing. So,
Wow.
and I would like to
So
thank the group As the World Turns fans, memories that last a lifetime.
why wouldn't they just re uh hire somebody new?
That's a great. I'm wondering if because of the popular, maybe I wonder because of the
Probably. Yep.
popularity of the character that like they didn't think that they could find anybody, or maybe they hoped that they come back. I don't know. I
Yeah.
didn't ask. I didn't press further. But
I don't
Frank
know because
Runyon's
they
actually now a Catholic priest, so and he runs a production company.
oh
So
because they replaced Betsy with no problem, it seems. So why
hmm
wouldn't they just replace him? Maybe they didn't want to replace both of them, but now they're
yeah,
kind of ruining the character of Steve. So that's what I
they
don't
kind
like. Dallas does that a lot. They the character leaves or and they ruin the character. They like made Pam like a deadbeat mom.
Yeah.
which she would never, ever be,
Hmm.
because the way she got Christopher and all that, it just doesn't make sense. It was extremely poor. Oh, it was extremely poor writing.
Hmm. So so the reason why Steve left was it had to do with he was going to find work after losing his company to Tonio. So
um,
so Tonio stole his company.
yeah, I think we did say that in one of them. We found that out. I think
Hmm.
so. I do remember that. So we're missing, I guess, a bunch of episodes because we jump
Hmm.
into June 5th. So I guess we missed like a week or two.
Yeah.
So we 10 days with a weekend. So maybe just like 7 episodes before this one.
Hmm.
So Lucinda plans on telling Lily, oh, excuse me. Sorry, I have a cough, people. Lucinda plans on telling Lily that she's adopted. She tells Iva that. Franny comes in after the party, so the party already happened, the one that they were talking about, um, 10 days ago. Um, Franny
Hmm.
wants to know what happened with Josh all those years ago, to Iva. Um, Kim tells Bob about the show. He tells her about her other family issues that, need to be taken care of first. And he's like, but I think you could do it all. And he supports
Can
her
do it all.
decision,
Yay.
right? Bob says that Tom never showed up to the party.
No.
So I guess he really wasn't back in town. He was probably in town,
Hmm.
but nobody saw him because we didn't see him.
Yep.
Babs talks to Hal, says he's been different since he came back, and she
Hmm.
knows it's Margot. And he's like, "Yeah, I've been spending more time with her. I just worry about her." Blah blah blah.
Hmm.
Doesn't tell her that they kind of
They
made out
kissed. Yeah.
and almost had sex. But all right. Um, and Babs says that Hal is worth fighting for.
Mm.
So even if there is something going on that's happening, and then they kiss. Meg is looking for Tonio at the hospital, but can't find him. Casey and Lila talk. He got an offer from another hospital, but turned it down, and another hospital that I guess Taylor was involved with. Taylor sees them, and she calls Barbara. Um, Iva tells Franny that Josh is lying. She says she's just being objective.
Hmm.
Franny, that is. Iva says Josh is lying about his Uncle Henry and that he just wants sympathy and he's not changed. She says he was 13 years old and felt ashamed, or she was 13 years old and she felt ashamed, is why she didn't tell her parents or anybody. So it was a whole different thing back then.
Yep.
Gosh. Um, Franny says, well, why didn't you tell Lucinda the whole story? Because that would have gotten rid of him like that. Because
Like that.
Lily's been
Hmm.
because Lily's been with him like all the time. Like, why would you put her in danger if you think that he would
Yeah.
still rape somebody? And she doesn't answer. And she just and plus some they do get interrupted, but then she says that they're done the conversation. So I'm like, yeah, girl,
Yeah.
do tell. I
Hmm.
think, and again, I was traumatized. So I think there's that. I do think
Hmm.
that she believes Rod, but she just can't ever forgive him for that. So anytime she
Yeah.
sees him, I feel like she's set off by him. I do think that she doesn't think that he would rape anybody anymore in her head.
Yeah.
Because why would she put her daughter in danger? Like
Hmm.
I really think she would have done some more extreme things to get rid of him, um,
Yeah.
other than just this. So I feel like she's partially, it's almost like it's a battle probably with her all the time. She's probably battling herself, um, because she both hates him, and cares about her daughter and doesn't know what to do about the situation. Like, I don't know. It's a lot, which
It's
shows
a
in her
lot.
acting. This actress, she's good.
She really is.
Um, Seth asks about meeting Bill at the party. To Sabrina. They tried to like hook her up. Um, she says like I like older guys. He says something like you're attractive or whatever, and they're like kind of a little bit flirty, and Franny comes in and sees it. Craig and Betsy talk. Sierra comes in with Bryant. I guess nothing
Hmm.
happened. Tonio and Lucinda talk about the contracts, the
Hmm.
Visconti thing, and something about his folders missing, and he blames Lucinda for it because he thinks that she's trying to like ransack them,
Yeah.
which she is, but
Hmm.
he's not supposed to know that yet. And we find out that Craig got the Visconti account. Um, Tonio listens at the door to Lucinda and Holden. Lucinda and Kim work out a contract for her show. Lucinda thinks that she can help John better, um, with, I guess, keeping Kim close by. I think that
Yeah.
she's kind of using that.
Hmm.
Um, and she's holding back Tonio a little bit just in time. I think she wants to tell Lily first,
Hmm.
and she's kind of like distracting Tonio with other things so he doesn't tell her first. I
Hmm.
guess. I don't
I
really
guess. Yeah.
it's these games, like that it's very risky.
Very
And
risky. Like,
the way you made it sounds, though, it doesn't sound like it's going to be pretty when she does find out the situation.
nope, it's not gonna be pretty.
Um, so yeah, she wants to tell Lily the truth. Tonya presses Meg for information about Josh. She says he wanted her, um, and but they never did anything. Like she like pushed them away or whatever, or
Hmm.
told them whatever. And Tonya starts putting things together. He's like, something's going on with this plan.
Yeah.
Asks about Iva. Meg says she was only 13, and then she just kind of stops herself before she can say anything else. Um, Seth tells Franny to stay away from Josh. Holden tells Lily he will be away for work, her graduation week, but he'll still be able to go to the prom and all that stuff.
Which I find weird that the prom is after graduation, because usually when I had prom would be before graduation, like weeks before graduation.
Yeah, well, I figured it was probably like prom first and then the graduation. I don't know. I'm not positive. I don't know how
Well,
if
he
they all work.
specifically said that he would come back for in time for the prom.
Oh, I thought he said he'd be back for everything. Because even Lucinda says that too, that he'll be back in time for all the things that he needs to be there for.
Yeah,
Um, Craig says
he
to
graduates very
Tonio,
late too.
yeah, right, I know.
Yeah, very late in June. Yeah, because I graduated mid June, but
Well, I guess it's probably supposed to be early June because they just said like this party was the other day, and when we watched it was 10 days ago. They were
uh-huh.
talking about the party being the night. So time-wise in soap, you know how it is. Sometimes it's like a week
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, I think it's
is
just soap
like a month.
time.
So yeah, it's soap time. So it might be like early June when it gets to that time. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Me and my friend Karen always talk like that. Like we're always like, we gotta remember it's soap time because they'll be like yesterday, and we watched like 5 episodes. We're like yesterday, that was like 3 weeks ago. Um, so Craig says to Tonio, "Aren't you going to congratulate me on the Visconti account being a dickhead?" I'm like, people just ask for it sometimes. So when Tonio gets them, we're gonna be like laughing because he deserves it. Why you gotta be
Yeah.
a dick? And then like you got his woman, you know what I mean? Like that ain't cool.
Hmm.
He got his family, like his kid. He was like, you
Hmm.
know what I mean? And now you got the account, and you're rubbing it in his
Yep.
face. And then he's
Hmm.
gonna kill your ass, and you're gonna wonder why.
Yeah.
Um, um, Babs tells all Margot's business to Taylor,
Mm.
which I thought was kind of shitty, which is why she called Babs, because she wanted to know. She's trying to like dig into Lily's life without hitting Lily directly. She's going through her kids.
Uh-huh.
And why? Like for Casey? Like, I don't know. Just seems like a lot. Iva gets home, Franny apologizes. Josh is getting to her, basically. Craig and Betsy prepare to go to Rome because she's gonna go back to Greece. I don't know. It's weird. Which she did talk about, and I guess that was in the first episode we talked about, which was like
Mhm.
mid-May. I don't know, early May. Kim asks Andy and Paul about Stenbeck, and Andy lies about it. Hal tells Babs to be careful, excuse me, with Paul, or she may lose him. Margot gets there to see Hal.
Mhm.
Lucinda and Lily talk. He will be there. They talk about Holden. She's like, "Were you trying to like pull something where Holden can't be around for my graduation and prom?" And that was cute. That was a fun little moment. Lucinda's like, "No, I wouldn't do that." She's like, "Oh, he'll his." I think she actually flubbed a line, but then laughed at herself like a normal person.
Uh-huh.
Did you see that? Did you see that part?
Yeah.
Because she said like her jet will be at his exposal, and then she said, "I mean exposal." Like she like did so, like that's something I do. I'm like that
Uh-huh.
actress is great because that's how people are, you know. So she flubbed her line and then like fixed it. Um, and he'll be there for everything. Ambrose gives Lucinda Kim's contracts. And they
Mhm.
talk about the detective that followed Iva, which is when we found out it was her that did it. I didn't know before that.
Mhm.
Um, Tonio comes in and he says, I think, to Lucinda, and he says, I think I know something even you don't know, and says that he knows who Lily's father is.
Dun dun dun.
Shit's getting real.
Yep.
I like it.
I like it
So
as
we're
well.
in we're in middle of 1987.
Yep. Middle of 1987. June of 1987.
Yeah. So I don't
Uh,
know what's coming up in the next 5 episodes, but it's some fun stuff.
I just want to see if this is around the time where I started it. Oh, wait, is it coming up? No. Is it coming
Probably
up?
the batch after the next one.
Think this next batch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we'll talk after recording, but because I'm like
Well,
I
yeah.
just realized something that we do get a lot of episodes, so we get some episodes,
Okay.
but like it goes right into something that I think we should do 6 episodes next. So
Ooh, okay.
so
Well,
yeah,
is it gonna leave us? Well, I guess we could leave it with a cliffhanger.
yeah.
Sounds
You
good to
have anything
me.
else? You have anything else you want to add before we wrap up?
No, I'm excited to see what's coming.
Me too, especially since I actually looked.
You already know, cheater.
I already know. I was like, oh, are these it? Is this it? Is this happening? Is this really happening? So yeah, thank you for watching Queers and Soaps as the world turns 1987. As always, you can follow us on our social media at Queers and Soaps. And until next time, have a good one.
Good night.